Kishore, first prayer song చేసి
Kishore sir, you're on mute. We'll begin with the
Namaste to all. Kamlesh Chandra garu, Ananta Lakshmi Madam from Anadi Foundation, and dear participants. I welcome the resource persons of today's panel discussion. Dr. Kamlesh Chandra garu, sir is Kamlesh Chandra sir is our today's resource person for the panel discussion. Along with him, Ma Ananta Lakshmi Madam of Anadi Foundation. And I welcome both of them. I welcome all the teacher educators on this platform, students, and my colleagues. Our head principal, Professor Ravinath K. Murthy sir, is going to be one of the panel member of this today's panel discussion. And then my colleagues of the department. And then Dr. Kishore and Dr. Raju, who were supporting me throughout this workshop. And one of our student, Dr. Bharat Chandra, even he was helping me out throughout this session. I welcome one and all. And today we'll start first with the invocation and prayer song by Anadi Foundation, Ananta Lakshmi Madam. And then I'll give the brief introduction about today's topic and the resource person. Madam will start with the prayer and invocation, Madam.
अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। गुरुब्रह्मा गुरुविष्णु गुरुदेवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ॐ।
Thank you, Madam. We will start with our today's panel discussion. Today is the last day and seventh day of our workshop on IKS for teacher educators and teacher trainees of all B.Ed colleges throughout the state of Telangana, which come under the jurisdiction of the 4 state universities and Osmania University. That includes Mahatma Gandhi University from Nalgonda, Palamuru University from Mahbubnagar, Telangana University, Nizamabad, Shatavahana University from Karimnagar, along with our Usmania University at Hyderabad. Today's panel discussion is on Panchakosha development and strategies, pedagogical practices, development of a module. And today on the panel discussion, the members are Ma Anantalakshmi of Anadi Foundation, Dr. Kamlesh Sharma Garu, Professor Ravindranath K. Murthy sir, and I will be just in between. I'll be following up all three of them. And I would like to give brief introduction about Anma Anantalakshmi Madam of Matushri. Anadi Foundation is a social and spiritual organization dedicated to the well-being of all. Matushri has an MS in Matushri Madam has MS in Information System from the State University of New York. She has more than a decade of teaching and research experiences in academics. She has been a visiting faculty member at University of La Aquila in Italy. Anadi Foundation runs 3 curriculums based on Indian knowledge system, and the foundation works closely on IKS with Ministry of Education. Anadi Foundation, to their credentials, have several books related to schools and higher education institutions. And this is brief introduction about Amma Anantalakshmi, and I welcome you for this panel discussion, madam. And our next panel member is Professor Kamlesh Chandra sir. Sir is a life coach, productivity coach, accelerated learner, career hacker, learning skills expert, motivational speaker, educational consultant, spiritual healer, education psychologist. And one of the most important thing is Dr. Abdul Kalam Garu, President of India, appreciated Kamlesh Chandra sir's initiative for Vision 2020. Sir works with Dayanik Bhaskar as learning and life skills trainer in 11 states of India and conducted seminars and workshops on super memory for super success. Till to date, more than 1 million families has been benefited by these programs across the country. Sir has conducted 16 episodes with Doordarshan on learning and life skills to enhance confidence, concentration, and communication, and to reduce stress, memory loss, and procrastination in students. And the TRP rating is very high for this, and 5 million students got help in their studies by this program. Sir launched 30 video publications and 18 self-help exercise books for self-development, especially on learning and life skills. Sir discovered a scientific memory management system to retain and retrieve more than 1,000 words in single listening and reading, even faster than computer. Sir even has trained Indian civil service students belonging to Rajasthan Administration and Judicial Services, MBA and CA aspirant. And Sir has conducted several workshops and seminars on exploring self-potentials and excelling in self-performance were organized by Sir in different parts of the country in reputed organizations like Officer Training Institutes at Jaipur, Banaras Hindu University, INP, and Goregaon. And Sir has his own school and is a chairman of Shana International Schools, an organization contributing to how India can be a developed country. And Sir is CEO of KC Patashala, a place where various tools are designed to explore, empower, and enlighten the human potentialities. And Sir also run one school, which is nature-friendly school in mid of Udaipur forest. So Sir is actually working in a school integrating Indian knowledge system, especially Panchakosha, with the pedagogical practices in classroom. So now I welcome you, sir, for this panel discussion. And we first start with Madam followed by Sir, and then followed by Murthy, our head principal, Professor Ravinath K. Murthy, sir. He will be just joining us, ma'am. He's busy with some work. Within 5 minutes, he'll be joining us. Thank you, ma'am. Namaste.
Namaste, everyone. And namaste to Kamlesh ji.
Ma'am, can you, we are not able to hear your voice, ma'am.
Oh, is it? Okay, just a minute.
Yeah. Slightly can increase.
Is it clear or?
Yes, I can hear clearly.
Okay.
Now we can hear you, ma'am.
Okay, how about now? Is it okay?
Yes, ma'am,
Okay,
you're
ma'am.
audible.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am, we
yeah.
can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Namaste, everyone. I'm very happy to be back again. We've spoken at length about the Panchakosha system, but happy to just speak about it again for the benefit of the new audience that have gathered here. I'm just sharing my screen. So the Panchakosha, if you see, is derived from the Upanishadic text, which is Taittiriya Upanishad. So when we say Upanishad, it is the end portions of the Vedas. So the Vedas have the Jnana Kanda, and then they also have the Karma Kanda. Jnana Kanda talks, the Karma Kanda talks about a lot of processes and procedures that one needs to follow as per the Vedas. The Jnana Kanda takes you a little bit beyond those material dimensions, those activities, those goal-oriented tasks, and says that you are much more than this. So that is what is the core message of the Upanishads. It talks about the Jivatma and the Paramatma and the relationship between the two. And each Acharya's interpretation of the Upanishad is different depending on the philosophical viewpoint that they come from. We also looked at all that in the Darshana Shastras with respect to the various Vedantic traditions. So when we look at the Taittiriya Upanishad, it talks about the 5 sheets or 5 layers. So when we say the koshas, one way to look at it is in terms of one layer after the other, the way it is described in the Upanishad. But the other way to also look at it is in terms of, for example, we have a mobile phone with us. So we have multiple components that come together to form a composite called the mobile phone. So you have the hardware in terms of the screen, you have the chip and all that. And then you have the software over there. Then you also have the communication mechanism. You have the energy or the battery power that powers the mobile phone, right? So it means that multiple things have come together and then they form the composite architecture. And very interestingly, if you see, the just as in a mobile phone, for example, the once the screen has evolved, so initially we used to have button phones, and then we used to have video screens, and now we have touch screen. And parallelly, the processor has developed. Parallelly, the the battery technology has developed. So as it evolves, things have been put together, and then that is how we have a very sophisticated and complex phone right now. Maybe it could be an iPhone or it could be another brand's phone, which is like very sophisticated. And that is why if you drop a Nokia phone, you wouldn't have as much as a heart attack than dropping a very evolved and advanced phone, because so much effort and money and everything has gone into making it, buying it, and all that, right? So that is why if you see, when you look at the human system, it's a very highly evolved system that has come through experimental processes of various life forms, and that is why the human life is so precious. And very interestingly, if you see, we share some of the koshas with many other life forms. For example, the ape family, right? Please don't annotate on the screen. The ape family is there. So we share certain koshas with that. We have the Sarpa families, the snake families, with which also the humans share certain koshas. We have the bovine or the cow or the cattle families with which we share the koshas. So like that, we share the evolution of these koshas with many life forms, and that is why if you see, some of these animals are very valued in our culture. So killing these animals is not favored, right? Because the koshas have evolved over a period of time and they are almost similar like a human kosha, right? So that is why there are various practices around it. But let's leave that part out. Let's not worry about it. So when we talk about the koshas, we have Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya kosha. The Annamaya kosha is the physical structure. Pranamaya kosha is the vital or the energy structure or the prana. The Manomaya kosha is the emotional structure, the Vijnana is the cognitive dimension, and the Anandamaya kosha is to do with the spiritual or the happiness, the bliss dimension is what we talk about. So here at our Gurukulam, we run three Gurukulams. The Dharma Gurukulam, which is a residential Gurukulam for children ages of 10 to 18 years of age here in Palani in Tamil Nadu. We have a non-residential sort of a school or a Gurukulam for ages 6 to 9 in Secunderabad and a 2.5 to 5 year age group preschool called Bala Gurukulam. In all of these initiatives, the Panchakosha forms the fundamental or foundational framework. In a mainstream school, what usually happens is that there is so much focus on the cognitive development in terms of the various subjects. You have English, math, science, whatever, where the child is passively taking input from the teacher. Some part is tried out and all that. But then it is more to do with reading and writing and memorizing and remembering. So it is most of the time the cognitive faculties are the one that are, sort of developed or focused on when it comes to the mainstream education process. So what we do at our Gurukulam, of course, I'm eagerly looking forward to hearing from Kamlesh as well, where most of the Indic flavored or Indic based learning systems will have Panchakosha as a foundational framework. So what we do is that in our curriculum, in our co-curricular activities, in the timetable, in the schedule, we even give a Panchakosha report card to the parents. This framework forms a very, very foundational aspect. Okay. So when it comes to the physical body, we have asana, pranayama, of course. All the children learn foundationals of Ayurveda in terms of the Panchabhuta, the Tridosha, the Shadrasa. What is the impact of food on our body? And what is the impact of yogic practices on the Sharira, on the Manas? All these insights are given as part of even the physical training. Krida, playing, right? And even simple trekking. We have a hillock just opposite the ashram. So children trek the hillock on a very regular basis. When it comes to the pranamaya kosha, children need to have energy and they need to be in places which are very pranically very rich and also eat food that is pranically rich, right? So pranayama practices are part of their daily routine at the Gurukulam, or in fact all the ashramites, this is what we follow. And Agni forms a very crucial aspect of purifying the environment. So daily there is Agnihotra or Agni Kriya as we call it. And simple upasana practices, even things like, blowing the conch is indicative of how much lung capacity the child has. So just before the Guru Puja, they have to blow the conch, and after the Guru Puja, they have to blow the shankh. So how long are they able to blow the shankh? How loudly they are able to play? That is also a measure in a way of the lung capacity. And over a period of time, they get trained to do that. For Manomaya Kosha, a lot of team building activities are there. They have to practically live with the teachers, live with their co-students, and Gau Seva is a very important. So one of the ways by which we get emotionally stable is by interacting with other species. So they get to interact with cows at the ashram. We have 40 cows there. Most of them are bulls, of course, where cow dung is is a very crucial aspect of the sustainability of the ashram. So they also learn about the lot of the yogic frameworks with respect to the mind in terms of the kleshas, the vrittis, the antaraya, from the Yoga Sutras, the Bhagavad Gita, how the mind works, what is Abhyasa, what is Vairagya. When they learn these frameworks, they're also able to observe their own mind. A lot of self-awareness is built. When it comes to Vijnanamaya Kosha, the entire knowledge system curriculum is based on the Indian knowledge systems. So we have, in terms of Bharatiya Ganita, we have astronomy, we have, Ashtanga Hridayam for the Ayurveda text, and all of these knowledge systems are learned through the source text. So in a year, the child actually memorizes about, 500 to 700 verses spanning across various texts. Could be Leelavati in Bharatiya Ganita, could be Arya Bhattiya for astronomy, could be Ashtanga Hridayam, could be Yoga Sutra, could be the Darshana Shastra. So, in order to train the memory, a good amount of focus is there on chanting processes. The second aspect is the way Bharatiya Ganita is designed itself is that it makes mathematics a very, very easy way and a lovable subjects. Many young children have fear of mathematics, but the pedagogy of Indian math, the way Leelavati is written, such beautiful adjectives are used to describe the girl Leelavati when her father Bhaskaracharya addresses her, right? He uses various wonderful, sweet adjectives to describe the 9-year-old girl to whom he is teaching those mathematical techniques. So when the students listen to these adjectives, they also feel that actually mathematics is not a difficult subject. It's something that we can love, we can enjoy, learn the verses, and also solve these problems. When it comes to Anandamaya Kosha, there is Seva, there is Nama Sankirtanam, there is Bhajan, Mauna. Senior students take, say, half a day or 1 day of Mauna on a very regular basis. And the overall environment of the ashram and the overall environment of the school and preschool itself is designed in a very sattvic manner. So that way, we ensure that all the koshas develop in the sense it's not developing, it's basically enhancing the experience of these koshas so that each of these koshas in isolation or in tandem or together can actually evolve in a very robust manner. So with this, I conclude this presentation. Of course, I'll be there for questions after the other speakers present. Namaste.
Video Yes. Thank you, ma'am, for your presentation where you have talked about the Panchakoshas and how to train them, and you have given a few glimpses of your Dharma Gurukul curriculum. Thank you very much, ma'am. Now I request Kamlesh Sharma sir to share his views on Indian knowledge system and integrating it with the pedagogical practices. Thank you, sir. I welcome you for the session.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Pranam to ma'am Anandmay Ma. I was listening to you. It was so enlightening. I would just like to share my screen, and I would like to start with that. So, I think you can see my screen now.
Yes, Ji.
So, luckily, when I got invitation to speak at Panchakosha, and in our Gurukulam right now, there is some echo in the voice.
Yeah, now
Okay.
it should be.
Yes, that is perfect now. So Luckily, Ma, right now in a Gurukulam, we were doing discourse on Taittiriya Upanishad. So this same thing was going on from last 20 days. And suddenly I got an invitation from Kishore Bhai. So this was really surprising for me. Uh, the modern science and the kind of experiments we are doing over here. So how do we implement this Panchakosha development in a CBSE school here in Bikaner and the other 4-5 schools we have with us? So I would like to give you just an idea how and what we guys are doing into it. So first, when we talk to our young students, we help them to understand, as recently Guruma explained this very well with the like example of a cell phone. We do same with an example of a laptop or a computer. We explain our students that then when you want to understand how this Panchakosha works, human body, this outer body, it is like a hardware, as do we have in our computers, like hardware of the computer, like we have input devices like keyboard, mouse, and other stuff. So we talk to students, do we really have hardware like speakers? So yes, we have a speaker. Now, do we have a scanner? Then students say scanner. Yes, eyes are like scanners. And then do we have a printer? So many times they get stuck. Do we have printer? And then suddenly some of them say, okay, this hand works like a printer. So first thing is the hardware thing. Now this hardware is controlled and governed by, in computers, that is governed by the another thing that is called microprocessor of the system. So again, this physical body works based on one inner energy body, that is vital body, which controls all the metabolism activities and everything. So then there is another layer of existence, one more body, which suppose because of that this external physical or hardware is working on. So then whatever the processor we have, again, that processor depends on the software. So then we have in computers, we have operating systems. We have operating systems like whatever it is whether it is DOS or Microsoft Windows or iOS or whatever. So in the same fashion, when we think about humans, we have Manomaya Kosh. So that Manomaya Kosh is the psychic body. So physical body, that is the first Annamaya Kosh, governed by the energy body, that is the Pranamaya Kosh, and that those energy is how that energy is flowing in us. So that is governed by the psychic body. So Manomaya Kosh, and then that Manomaya Kosh has again the wisdom consciousness, the higher intellectual consciousness, that is Vijnanamaya Kosh, like how those computers, those are operating on some of the softwares, basic operating systems, but that basic operating system sometimes have very specific operations. So if you want to design something, then we have another kind of a software, maybe it is a Corel Draw or some kind of specifically design certain things, like nowadays we have AI agents or something like that. So that Vijnanamaya Kosh, that is the intellectual shell, and then we have blessed body. So we explain our students how this human existence works, and we talk about, when we talk about the holistic development, then we help them to understand that the purpose of education is this holistic development of each and every layer of the existence. So how we can take care of this Annamaya Kosha, physical body, how we can take care of the energy body, how we can keep our metabolism fit and fine, how we can take care of our emotions and cognitive capacities, that Manomaya Kosha, and then how we can have that wisdom that most of the time we know what to do. I ask my students, how many of you know that you should get up early in the morning and do some kind of yogic practices and some kind of uh, exercises and all? So most of them, they say, yes, we want to do it. Whenever I go in seminars and training programs here and there around the country. So they say, yes, we know these things are good for us. Then I ask them, okay, when you know this thing is good for you, why you don't do it every day? Oh, so there is a gap between what I know and what I do. So knowing is not enough, right? So that Vijnanamaya Kosha, that gives us the right kind of wisdom. If that Kosha is powerful enough, we even unconsciously, subconsciously, we always pick the right kind of things for ourselves. So the development of that kosha is so important to transform our own lives. And then we talk about the bliss body. So once students they have understanding about these five shells, that life exists on the five different planes, and the totality of these five thing is how we are living it. So if we ignore any of the levels, any of the five levels, we suffer many times, because in a whatever has been like during couple of years from last 50 years and so in education, we always been focused to like physical development or more to more mental development. And because of that, we have seen that many students, they even, got very high scores in their academics. Even they cracked exams like IIT and all, but then they get crashed. Then they had very severe depression. And sometimes, as we know, very sad that many of the talented youth, they commit suicide. And why do they do that is because they don't know how to handle their own emotions. They don't know how to handle their own thoughts and their own feelings and how to channelize their own energies. So giving a right kind of setup, right kind of understanding about self, right kind of tools and strategies and method to handle these different layers of the existence, really we can help students to live a fulfilling life. So when we talk about all these, like how do we implement this all in us and in various schools, I would like to give you some. Our Gurukulam, like in the morning hours, we students they start with doing yogic exercises, and then in most of these schools, I think you have heard that bell after 40 minutes or something it rings, and then subjects changes. But in our system, we once the topic whatever student decides, if that topic goes for 1 hour or maybe 1.5 an hour, maybe 2 hours, they design it first, sitting at once with their mentor, and whatever the time once it takes, and once it is finished, then students they have a 10 minutes break, they do deep breathing exercises, and then they go for the next session with the another mentor. So those gaps we use for the pranayama. So doing morning exercises, taking care of their nutritional health, taking care of like how physically they are involved into each and everything. And apart from that, are they doing regular breathing exercises in every gap? And then we have devised and designed small but very powerful activities to help them understand their own emotions. So this emotional intelligence helping, like students are teaching another students. So when one student is teaching another student and they have responsibility to handle 4 5 students of the lower classes, then they automatically know, oh my God, that is very hard to discipline them. It is very hard to make them realize and understand what I'm talking about. So handling number of people, handling a small group, giving them real situations. Sometimes we have like projects. They go outside with some kind of their assignments, and they go to community. Recently, we had a project. Our student went to the nearby village, and they were looking for, is there any leaking tap in any of the house? And there were some taps in some of the houses, and then students repair that. So going like beyond uh, what what I'm doing for myself, no, that is one part of the life. What you can do for others without any kind of expectation from them, trying to help those even in smallest way to the people around me. So what we try to implement over here is that students they are not competing with each other to be best in the class, but we are helping them to understand that they need to be best for the class. Not only best for the class, but again, not best in the society, but best for the society. Not best in the country, but best for the country. So step by step, through various like project-based studies and daily like these yogic exercises and all, and then implementing pranayama very seriously in the classes, and then giving them responsibilities, and then when we talk about the bliss body, we say, let's go and take care of the nature. They have some time for the practice of mindfulness. They sit with nature for a couple of hours and see what's going on all around you. So sometimes we ask them to sit near the canal and see which kind of things are going on, what you are experiencing, how you are experiencing it. Write down something, whatsoever is coming to your mind. So when they meditate and when they try to be one with the nature, they really, whatever the experiences they have, and then they come back and they're so happy talking about that. So being one with the nature or being mindful is the kind of practices we implement on daily basis to help our student to enhance their bliss body or their anandamaya kosh, and interacting with other students, peer group teaching, taking care of the younger kids, and continuously becoming mentor for them, help them to understand the real wisdom within. So we help them to strengthen their Vijnanamaya Kosh. And like this psychic development, we talk about different kind of learning processes, techniques, methods, and so how you can understand your own emotions. So regularly there are a number of practices, and because of that, once they have clarity what to do, how to do, when to do, what my goals are, what my priorities are, how I can become little better every day. So all those exercises and tools help them to become slowly and slightly better every day. So helping each other and interacting with each other. So we have different kind of assessment tools for our students, like how much improvement you have done in your physical strength, how much improvement you have done as far as your emotional stability is concerned, how much you have done to enhance your cognitive capacities and critical thinking, and experiencing that oneness of the nature. So continuously in our gurukulams, in our schools, once we have given this vision to our students, they have really done wonderful things. Many of these students, they have gone to foreign universities like Imperial College of London, Leeds University, UK, in Toronto University. Many of these students, they have really done very, very good. So I believe that this Indian knowledge system empowers us from within. It helps us to understand our own self. And when we understand our own self in whatever we do, whether we study mathematics or chemistry or quantum physics, once we know ourselves in a better way, we excel in each and every field of life. So we always help our students to go with it, and we're really trying to develop more and more modules. And yesterday I ordered Guruma's book on Panchakosha just after the interaction. And soon, once we will have it, we will again continuously helping, like improving our own systems for this. So I'm ready to answer all the questions in the next session. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kamlesh sir. Sorry, sir, for addressing you as Kamlesh Sharma instead of Kamlesh Sharma. I'm extremely sorry, sir. Sir, I would request you to slightly show tell us a little bit about your Udaipur Forest School. Here,
Yes.
I mean, it will be
Yes. So
valuable.
what we do, let's talk about some of the school. One of our school that is in the Udaipur, that is called the Forest School, Shri Vidya Forest School. And in Shri Vidya Forest School, young students, like right now, that school is up to 5th grade. But from the very beginning, those students are being trained in holistic development, in the development of the Panchakosha. So from very beginning, let's say how that school starts is students come, and first of all, they do Devi Puja in the morning hours. And then after their prayers and all, which goes around 30 minutes. And after doing all the offerings and puja, and they decorate the whole temple and all that things. And students, they go in different groups. One student will bring flowers, other student will clean the temple. So all that activity goes on, and collectively they do it. So once they decorate that beautifully, that bliss kosh, that Anandamaya kosh, so that gets up, And after doing that activity, they sit down, they get some fresh fruits and all. And before that, sorry, they do that yogic exercises. So recently it was in newspaper that one of our students, she was 7, 8 years old, and she did complete yoga session for 45 minutes for the police personals in the nearby police station. And most of the students, they can perform more than 108 asanas with the name of each and every asana and its benefits and how to do it. All the which kind of with all the instructions and everything, with the right kind of postures, and simultaneously right kind of breathing, balancing it, breathing and everything. So like students, they do that. After that, they also practice a little about martial arts. And in this whole curriculum, we even don't have classrooms. We are affiliated with the state government, and it was a long time government was not ready to give us affiliation, because government believes that once you are affiliated with the government school, like as a system, you should have classrooms at place. And our argument was that once you put 40, 50 students in one classroom, that classroom is full of carbon dioxide after 2 hours or so. So that space is not good for learning. We are killing physically, we are killing the brain of the kids, asking them or forcing them to sit in that classroom for 6 hours every day for 15 years. That is how we kill their creativity. So we had a lot of argumentation with the government, and ultimately those classrooms are under huge trees, banyan trees and all. And it's a completely a forest school. And now we have affiliation also. So students, they sit in fresh air, they have their laptop times, they have iPads and all. So they are doing coding, they are learning foreign languages, as we have language lab set up there. So we believe that from artificial intelligence to coding to foreign languages to advanced mathematics, students are learning all those subjects about their surroundings and all. But at the same time, we are helping them to internalize what is within them, this body, the energy behind the body, the emotion, the thought, the wisdom, and the bliss. So with this kind of understanding, those students are really, really performing. Like all together, those are different kids. You can find Shri Vidya Gurukulam students in a group. I'm telling you, they're always bold, confident. There is a lot of glow on their face all the time. And even sometimes parents, when they have some certain things at home, these students, they start counseling them. You should not eat this and that, because they have clarity about everything and they ask so many questions. I'm surprised that in traditional schools, when there are 40, 50 students are sitting in one class, they cannot ask questions to their teachers because there is no scope for asking. And in our Gurukulam, our setup is ask how many questions you can. So once you will ask questions, then you are ready to learn something. So most of the time, question answer session goes on. There is no bell which rings, and those 40-minute classes structures, we don't follow that strictly. So the environment is students are free, teachers are free, and teachers are there as a facilitator. When students are getting stuck, we are there to support them, help them. So in the lap of Mother Nature, we are doing this wonderful work. So I believe we should go back to Indian education, Indian knowledge system, those gurukulams which we have. There was a lot of gurukulams in our country. Our country was the world leader. And we again can become world leader if we start those kind of curriculums again, which Guruma is doing here. So this is really great work, I would like to say.
Sir, I would like to know what is your teacher-student ratio, sir?
In forest school, this is hilarious. 1:5. In Shana International, is it 1:15?
It's amazing, sir. And all of them are trained. How do you recruit the teachers, sir? What is the minimum?
Right now, we take student teachers and then we train them. So a training is very simple. We start with the very basic fundamental 3 questions. Why do we need to impart education to our students? So we ask this question again and again and again and again to our mentors. Why are we giving them education? So to start with, they will say good jobs, career, this, that. Then we say, why career, why job, why money, why this, why that? And slowly and gradually, they come down that, yes, we want to educate them so that they can live a wonderful life. And then again, counter question, how to live a wonderful life? What are the different components of life? So those again, training, not as such, some kind of instructions or some kind of things, but we like push our teachers for a lot of self-reflections and then let them come out with their own, we push them so that they go into their intellectual shell or their Vijnanamaya Kosh, and then connect with the nature and then come up with their own ideas. So many times they come up really with beautiful ideas. So that kind of teachers training goes on. And first question is why education? Then second question is what to teach, what is important, what we should teach them. So they start with we should teach them history, physics, geography, mathematics, science, this, that. Then we ask them, okay, what else? Should we teach them how to concentrate? Should we teach them how to maintain their energy, how to handle their emotions, how to manage their own time? Should we teach them how to manage their frustrations, how to face challenges, emotional setbacks? And then they say, yes, this is really interesting. We should teach them. This is important for life. So that what is the second thing. And then we enter a training around how to do it. So how our children will be empowered enough to have better focus? How will they be able to learn to manage their time, their energy, their emotions, their thoughts? So why, and then what, and then how? So once they come up with their ideas, and once we have a lot of self-reflection sessions, we train them. And then slowly and gradually, that kind of culture is evolved. So when somebody new is coming, they have, faculties, they have interaction within. And also sometimes our students, they also help mentors, new mentors, to understand how to go about things.
Thank you, sir, for
Thank you,
your
ma'am.
lecture, where you have given us a lot of information about your Sana school and Forest school, and the
Thank you.
way you train your students for enhancing their Panchakoshas, and then how you recruit, and it's really very interesting and amazing. And we, with your enlightened speech, we wish to visit your school, especially the
Thank you, ma'am.
Udaipur
That will be
Forest
lovely.
School.
That will be lovely.
It's
That will
really
be.
very, we are really curious and anxious to see your school, Forest School. And
Thank you.
then one more thing I just wanted to add upon, sir, like you were telling, like keeping the students in the classroom, the carbon dioxide will really hinders the cognitive development. But the thing is, if we are in the forest also, the carbon dioxide.
Ma'am, I'm not able to hear your voice.
I think internet connection
Yeah.
disconnect.
Okay, yes, now
Yeah.
it's clear.
So I think Anantalakshmi madam vehicle is waiting for her to leave. Yeah, madam, thank you very much, ma'am. Sorry
Yeah,
for
thank you so much. It was so
yeah,
very
and
interacting. We'll interact on at other opportunities as well, Kamlesh ji. Looking forward to more interactions with you. And thank you to the university for this wonderful opportunity to be part of this FTP and offer sessions. We'll meet on another occasion. The meeting will go, I'll still be able to manage the meeting as I'm traveling, and also the online setup. So I request Sunita ma'am to just continue the meeting
thank
as
you,
per.
ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Now I request our principal, head of the department, Professor Ravinath K. Murthy sir, to share his views on Indian knowledge system with respect to our teacher education curriculum. Sir, I request you to continue with the sessions.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much. And at the outset, I'm profusely thankful to Kamlesh Chandra Garu for giving valuable insights, sir, and also madam. And then yeah, thank you very much, madam, and thank you very much to all the dignitaries. We should plan. We should have a field trip to the forest school, and we should see, which should greatly benefit our students by making them visit different schools, particularly the two schools shared by Professor Kamlesh Chandra Garu. And then coming to this Indian knowledge system, as we have discussed, as we have been discussing.
बाबू वॉइस वही दी हुई वॉइस वॉइस दी मतलब मतलब
Ability enhancement and value added courses. So now these students are particularly in the second batch, and then slowly we want to have this paper introduced as a theory paper over a period of time, so that students will get very good foundation. So as we are exploring and as we are learning more about Indian knowledge system, we see that there is a very strong link of how we can integrate Indian knowledge system in teacher education. And then if the students are very good in the Indian knowledge system, then I think Indian knowledge system automatically will mold the students in becoming better teachers. Because the whole focus of Indian knowledge system is molding the person to become a better person, and then this knowledge will definitely give them insights in making them a better person. So, and then we have been seeing, as we have been listening to the different experts from different fields, see, as we observe that, there are so many very good insights which are in store in Indian knowledge system, which will help us in making the students focused, particularly the mindfulness technique, and then the personality molding technique, the Panchakosha techniques, enhancing the personality of the child. So I think this program should be continued, and then we I think we'll once again organize this workshop, because parts of the different teachers from different universities. I think we'll once again organize with the help of I request Dr. Sunita Madam and our faculty members to have this program once again for all the faculty members and students of the B.Ed course in Telangana, so that they will greatly. Thank you very much, madam. Thank you once again, everybody, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. Professor Ravinath Murthy, sir. Kamlesh Chandra, sir, with the permission of with permission, we will start the discussion, sir.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
yeah, along with me, I request my colleagues, Dr. J. Lalita, Sujata Madam, and then Durgesham, sir, uh, our faculty member, Dharmateja, Dr. Dharmateja, sir, and then along with me, Dr. Krishnaya, all these faculty members are available in this room, sir. So I will be just asking few questions along with me, even they will be continuing this panel discussion with their few intellectual questions. So it is along with me in this panel discussion room. Panel discussion room, I have my colleagues, Dr. J. Lalita, B. Sujata, Madam, Durgesham, Dharmateja, and Krishna. These all are professors from the Department of Education, Osmania University. Along with me, the Dr. M. Kishore and Dr. M. Raju are also available, sir. I will be leading the discussion. Along with me, even they're also going to lead the panel discussion, sir. This is for your information. And the first thing I just wanted to know is like, what are the practical strategies and pedagogical practices with regard to development of these koshas, Annamaya kosha of the children, sir?
Okay. So the very first thing we need to understand is, I would like to go just little in the background of this current British or whatever the modern education we call it. We ask our students when they come to school, we ask them to sit for, say, 6 hours around on a bench. This whole education system has been, designed around 5 Bs. So one of those 5B is this bench. So we ask our student, please come and sit on this bench for 6 hours. Now I ask all the mentors and professors, those are here in the discussion panel, do you think it's the right kind of approach that we ask one child to sit on a bench 6 hours a day continuously for 15 years of life? Whatever the education we are giving them, that is apart, like leave it apart. What I strongly believe, this concept or introduction of bench itself was wrong. In Indian Gurukulam system, students, they used to go in the forest, they used to work hard in the fields, and whatever they were learning, they were learning by doing that stuff. So when you are into something, when your hands are working, your body is working, and you are sweating and you are learning out of that, this Panchakosha is developing. But this modern education, which has been introduced in our country by Lord Macaulay, and later on we adopted it from last so many years, from 125 years prox. So the point is, we have knowingly, unknowingly, we have designed this system not to support the development of the Panchakosha. So this bench creates a lot of trouble with the Annamaya Kosha. When child is there, their inertia is getting developed in them. And once there is a lot of inertia, then you ask today's children, can they get up early in the morning? No, that inertia is there. They really want to stick on one place. Very hard. Most of these students, more than 90% students, the kind of survey we have done, they are not able to get up in the morning hours because in the daytime, they don't have much scope for the physical activity. So giving them a right kind of, like giving them their body movement, giving them the motion which is required for the growth of the Annamaya Kosha is required. So they should start their day, and most of the schools, they start 7 o'clock. That's good. But students, they reach, as they reach in the school, they directly go and sit on benches. What we believe? No, stop. Reach, do little prayer, and then have some physical activities. Either do Surya Namaskar, some yoga asanas. Let's mobilize. Let's work on each and every joint of the body, and see, once your body is ready for the learning processes, then take some projects, then have some discussions, then write down certain things, go and observe something. Okay, then whatever we want to do, we can go with that particular thing. But first, get ready at the different levels. So at the level of the Annamaya Kosha, at the level of energy Kosha, that at the level of the Manomaya Kosha. And how do we do that? So one thing, as I told you, that to get them ready for the Annamaya Kosha, we practice yoga asanas. Then to get them ready with the Pranamaya Kosha, we do breathing exercises. Then to get ready with the Manomaya Kosha, we give them, like they come up with the mentors and they set up, okay, this is what we're going to achieve today. This is what we're going to achieve this week. So they set up their own goals. They understand, okay, this is how I need to focus on these particular goals. And then implementing those ideas and certain things, helping other students, that either by mentoring or guiding or helping them in their studies, so their understanding or the wisdom goes high. So Vijnanamaya Kosha, and being near with the nature helps them to get their bliss body better every day. Yes.
Following Anandamaya Kosha, in spite of having the children doing the work, sometimes they may not be blissful. So what could be the reason? Because yeah, sometimes it happens with us also. We work throughout the day, but the end of the day, we think what did we do? We did not do anything. So that kind of attitude or that kind of thought, why do we get?
Wonderful question, ma'am. Let me ask you a very simple thought. Let's reflect upon when children come to schools, they are full of energy. They are full of bliss. When they come to school in the age of 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and slowly and gradually, education is there so that their bliss can get multiplied. Education is there, so whatever they have with them, that thing gets 5x, 10x, 100x, isn't it? So when students are coming to schools, they have, say, curiosity. Consider curiosity, X curiosity, right? And let's say when they come to school, they have some capacity to forgive others. So young children, they fight with each other and then they forgive, after some time. So they have some qualities: forgiveness, innocence, purity, curiosity, creativity. So many of the things they have. After 15 years of school training, all of those things must be enhanced. So do you think, ma'am, that after 15 years, when students are passing class 12th, their curiosity is 10 times, but like whatever it was in the beginning, or their that innocence or purity or their creativity or their forgiveness, are those qualities are getting enhanced day by day? Unfortunately, they are not getting enhanced, but they are getting shrinked day by day. My question is, why so? Why they are not more blissful? The reason is, ma'am, in schools when children are coming, most of the schools, what they do, let's say first class is mathematics. Child is coming for 40 minutes in that class, and there is a notebook. And that notebook, most of the time, we call it copy. This is math copy. Okay, this is my science copy. We call them copy is, I have copied it from somebody. This is not my original work. So that authenticity, we are, reducing day by day. And in that copy, teacher will circle all the mistakes. Oh, this is your mistake. That is your mistake. This is where you are wrong. So first, in first session, math teacher will tell them 5 mistakes. In another science class, more 5 mistakes. In English, more 5 mistakes. So 8 classes are there every day. Each teacher is telling about 5 mistakes they have committed. 5 multiplied by 8 is equal to 40 times we are telling you are not good enough. You are in a bad shape. You are committing so many mistakes. This 40 multiplied by 25 days of a month, they are going to school. So that comes to 1,000, ma'am. In a month, 1,000 times we are making our children realize you are not good. You are doing mistakes. And that 1,000 multiplied by 10 months of school time, that is 10,000 times we are making them realize you are not good. You are committing mistakes. And multiply by 15 years, oh my goodness, that goes up to 1,50,000 times. And that stuff goes in their subconscious mind that creates inferiority complex, that disturb their Manomaya Kosha, their Vijnanamaya Kosha, their bliss body. And then after 12th, we ask them, okay, now you live your life. We have disturbed their koshas, and then we are asking them to live their life blissfully. That is problematic. So what we do here in our Gurukulams, we tell them what good you are doing in mathematics. Live whatever you don't know, you don't know. We will find out. So we focus on 2 things. What you know, what you want to know. You know this? Oh, wow, good. What you want to know? Let's think about that. I want to know this. I want to learn this. Okay. Why you want to learn this? So always what you want to learn, followed by why you want to learn, followed by how you are going to learn. With these 3 strategies, children, they have complete control on what I want to do, why I want to do, how I'm going to do it, and they celebrate small success. Sir, I have done this. Then you say, oh, good job. Now, what next you want to do? So we make them realize at least 10 times, 15 times in a day, and we have a journal for that. In that journal, every day, children will write down, what are my 10, 12, 15 achievements of the day? So we make them realize this is what I have done today. And sometimes these achievements are like, I helped one of my friend to understand one math equation. Oh, wow. Sense of contribution, sense of success, sense of achievement. Then these small things, I cleaned my class. I took 10 minutes and I cleaned my class. Nishkam kar. Nobody is going to pay me for me that. Maybe nobody will notice it, but I did it. Okay. I watered 5 plants in my school. Nobody asked me, but I did it. Oh, that's great. So they're going to write it down in their diaries. So again, when they're writing 10, 15 things every day, those achievements in their logbook, we call it study logbook, every day they feel I'm a winner. So this is how we implement this, madam.
Thank you so much, sir. And I think without this happiness or blissfulness, I think it is not possible to push the students further, and it would be a motivating factor for them to really do better in other day by day in all their endeavors. So
Yes.
I think it's really interesting, sir. And one more thing added upon it, like even in the play school, uh, if you take playway method, I think this is how basically I'm from early child education. So when we talk about this playway method, we are not grading them. We are not leaving them uh, on their own, and they have different activities in a day, so they will go accordingly. And when the results also, like I've come to know, like students who are through this playway method.
Okay. So I'm not able to hear ma'am's voice.
Excuse me, ma'am, we are unable to hear
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
Sir,
now.
now I think I don't know, automatically this mic is getting switched off, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
So what
Yes.
I was telling is like, it is something like playway method which we follow in the early child education, sir, wherein there are a lot of comparative studies where the children come from playway method and who come from the normal, even if it is a preschool, many schools teach them how to read, write, and 3 hours they teach. So compared to these two groups, these children who come from playway method are more emotionally and socially stable compared to other things because they are more positive, acceptable social behavior compared to. In the similar way, I think because you are not grading.
Yes. Your voice is again gone, ma'am. Yes.
Both of them.
Yes. Very right, ma'am. You are very right.
Yeah.
So, yes, that is there.
I
Mhm.
think without any pressure on them, they are learning freely.
And
Democratic, yeah.
yes, ma'am. And one more thing, ma'am. We teach them how to read, how to write, how to speak. But apart from them, are we teaching them how to think,
That's
how to feel, how to respond, how to focus, how to be peaceful? So there are so many wonderful things we don't even teach them. So what we are teaching, why we are teaching that, and how to go about it, how to teach that, that creates, whole difference comes. And one more thing I would like to add here, most of the time we feel that there is a teacher and it is teacher's responsibility to teach a child. We go in a reverse way. We say, you are the learner and learning is your responsibility. Madam, I would like to say you, we are also running one more initiative based on Indian Gurukulam system. And that initiative is called 50 Villagers. So this initiative was started by Dr. Bharat Saran, and now we are doing it in Shana Gurukulam, in Samvit Gurukulam here in Bikaner, and one more project that is in Badmer. So what we do in this 50 Villagers program is we take students, those have passed their class 10th from government schools, and they come from very humble, economically deprived families. So we keep those 25 students in class 11th. And then when they come in class 12th, we take 25 more students in class 11th. So rural students, 25 in 11th and 25 is 12th. So 50 villagers. That is how the name came. So from last 7-8 years, we are running this initiative and we teach these students the importance of self-learning, how that thing has been in the Gurukulam. So ma'am, we help them to prepare for NEET examination without any professor, without any teacher. Only there is a one teacher who is teaching all students, and he has taken their classes once before 5 years. Now students are teaching students. 109 students, they have cracked NEET examination during those 4 5 years. So there are 109 doctors, even 28 of them, they are in AIMS, and rest of the like in the all the government colleges of a country. So we believe that this Indian Gurukulam system was very powerful way of learning, because students, they had a clarity that, okay, I need to learn. I'm responsible for my life. I'm responsible for my growth. That thing is missing, ma'am, in our modern education.
So, Namaste, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
This is Lalita from Department of Education.
Yes, Lalita, madam.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Lalita, madam. Now you are audible.
Sir, it's really very enlightening to learn about this curricula schools, which is really happening. And my interest area is something, all these Panchakoshas are, I think, are very closely connected to each other by music.
Yes, yes.
So I would like to listen something related to music, what is happening in this concept schools like this? Like, what is the role of music in education?
Okay. So what we do here is, I would like to definitely share with you. In our Gurukulam, we have morning prayers, especially in the evening hours. We have half an hour session where we do bhajans, where sometimes students, they play bhajans and they also do some kirtan and some dance around it. So I believe during the whole day, there are a lot of psychological garbage we carry, many of the things, even we adults do that. So somebody is saying something to me and then I get hurt from within, something like that goes on. So when it happens in the evening classes, they dance a little, they go deep into it. So I believe through those dance movements, those rigorous movements with music, they get a kind of rhythm, and that rhythm helps them not only to cleansing their physical or the vital energies, but their emotional energies. So music is a kind of shower, ma'am, which helps us to clean ourselves from within, and which is really, really very powerful tool, which we are using everywhere. Our students, they recite Sanskrit mantras, and we have seen that there is a very positive impact of music on their lives. Yes, ma'am.
One thing, sir, extension of my colleague Lalita, nowadays, for everything, parents, for the infants, right from the day starts, like feeding them till they go to sleep, they are with this uh, YouTube videos, rhymes, and all those
Oh,
things. So, to feed them, to make them sleep. So, does it have any negative impact on the later development of the child?
definitely yes, ma'am. Definitely yes. So this human brain has around 50 billion neurons, and many of those neurons in the early age, they are free. We call them mirror neurons. So when students in the early age, they watch a lot of screen and they watch those cartoons a lot, their mirror neurons mimic many of their actions, many of their speaking styles, and they also become many times restless, as most of the cartoon characters does in their shows. So I believe that so much exposure to screen time in the early age can really disturb the kind of patterns, neural patterns are getting being developed in the human brain, and that is shaping personality. So I believe that if children are going through some kind of screen time, that content should be very nice. Random YouTube videos, this is really dangerous. Let me tell you some of the things, as you were talking about rhymes. Johnny, Johnny, yes, Papa. Eating sugar, no, Papa. Telling lies, ha 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 ha. Oh my goodness. So first a young child is telling he was eating sugar and he was lying to the father, and lying is ha 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 ha. Which kind of value we are teaching to them?
He's learning to tell lies.
He is saying telling lies is ha 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 ha. Okay. This is okay. This is nothing big thing. So if you go deeply with these rhymes, you will find there are very, disturbing meanings behind them. One of more rhyme like ringa ringa roses, full of poses, we say how should and we fall down. So earlier there was a serious pandemic in UK, and people had some round red things on their screen, and so ringa ringa roses, and that pocket full of poses kind of medicines, and people hachu, and people die. Oh my goodness, why you are telling this thing to young kids? So there are many rhymes, Humpty Dumpty, this, that, and then fell down, broken. Like, why you are telling this all negativity to a young child? Why not those Sanskrit mantras make them so wonderful, so good? Why not Kabirji giving valuable life lessons in a very small things? So we follow blindly, and that is a problematic thing.
Sir, one query from my end.
Yes, please.
Sir, how we should implement the kalas in Annamaya Kosha or Annamaya Kosha to Anandamaya Kosha? This is one query, sir. And another query is how we should implement the Panchakoshas in general modern schools. And you know, in your school you are there, that is fine, sir. At management levels are different, the teacher levels are different, even students levels are different from rural to urban and different backgrounds. How we will overcome that problem to integrate the Panchakosha based education system when compared to Gurukul system of education in
Okay.
normal
So,
schools?
yes. So, first part of your question, I could not hear properly. But what could I hear is that how to implement this Panchakosha development in modern schools.
Sir, first question is, sorry to disturb you, sir. How
Mhm.
to integrate the different colors? We have 64 colors.
Okay.
You know, in
Okay.
physical, for physical thing, we need to connect the Annamaya Kosha. Even we need to connect the Anandamaya Kosha also. How we should integrate that colors in Gurukulas as well as in even the Gurukulas, they are learning only some skills only. I visited several Gurukulas, sir. So how we can integrate more kalas in Gurukulas, ancient based Gurukulas, as well as modern education system?
Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. Thank you for asking this wonderful question. So there are two things. We are running one CBSE English medium school, and our Gurukulam is affiliated with CBSE, which is also kind of a modern education we are providing. So in this Gurukulam, we are helping our students at one part, that ancient Indian wisdom. We study Bhagavad Gita, we study Upanishad, we have some kind of dialogues and discussions over that. Apart from that, we are also teaching AI, artificial intelligence, coding. We are teaching them advanced mathematics, entrepreneurship, this financial literacy, and all the other modern stuff. The question is like how to implement more and more facets of life, 64 kalas into our current education system. The thing is, and this is really shocking, but let's understand this way. We give the goal to our students that this in 1 year, you need to finish these 5 books. And those 5 books, we are teaching them 40-minute one class, 40 minutes class. And then in 40 minutes, student try to connect with that. Okay, this is mathematics right now. Teacher is teaching me. So in 10, 20 minutes, child will have, little connection with the subject. And after that connection, child feels, oh, wow, mathematics is really wonderful thing. I want to learn it. So then 10 minutes, he's started, the moment he started enjoying that particular thing, we ring the bell. Done. What happens? No. Now, because you are taking interest in mathematics, we will not teach you mathematics. We'll teach you science. And then 10, 15 minutes, child try to connect with the math, that science. And once child is going deep and taking interest, again, we switch that period. Done. Now we will not teach you science. We will teach you something else. So we trained our students for the mental distraction every 35 minutes, 40 minutes. Sometimes you learn this, sometimes you learn this, sometimes you learn that. And this is happening continuously for 10, 15 years of life. And because of that, now they have, scattered mind. Their mind is not focused on one thing and one goal. And in that kind of conditioning, learning 64 kalas and learning so many things becomes very hard. Now, as far as this syllabus stuff is concerned, let's see very seriously. If you take any of the book of NCERT, one page, any normal child, I'm telling you, if we ask them to read and understand one page of the book, What do you say, sir? How much time one child will take? Just I want to ask you. One page, how much a child will like take to read and understand on his or her own? How much time you suggest, sir?
Maybe 10 to 15 minutes.
10 to
Depend
15
upon
minutes.
the
A very, very, very comfortable time. Most of the children will be able to do 10 to 15 minutes. You are very, very right, sir. For making calculation easy, if I consider it 10 minutes, one page, let's say most of the NCERT books has 200 pages. So 200 pages multiplied by 10 minutes per page means 2000 minutes. 2000 minutes, if you convert those 2000 minutes, let's do make our calculation easy. We make it instead of 2000, we say 2400. Okay. So if 2400 minutes, 400 minutes we have given for revision stuff, for exam, assessment, or whatever the stuff. Now let's convert these 2400 minutes into hours. How many hours, sir? So if you see, this is 40 hours. And children, they are staying in school for 6 hours. 1 hour is for their lunch and playing. At least 5 hours of study they do every day. If one book is taking 40 hours and child is there for 5 hours every day, how much time one book will take? So according to this, 5 days, 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 10 days, that's it, sir. So if we allow our children to work on their learning, focused learning, they can finish one book in 10 to 15 days easily. And there are 5 books, that means 50 days, more to more, 100 days max. That is what we have been doing. And this whole NCERT recommended syllabus can be done in 2 to 3 months. And after that, there is ample of time. So in that ample of time, children can learn coding, they can learn art, they can learn music, they can learn how to make decisions, they can learn time management, whatever the skills and art, whatever they want to learn, they have time for that. But in most of the scenario, we have designed our education system in such a way that child is not getting time to learn anything else. That is the problem, sir. We need to restructure this system.
But when I visit one Gurukula, for each day 4 hours in ancient based Gurukul system, each day they are learning Kalaripayattu, ancient warfare art. So that's what, is there any possibility to inculcate just at least 1 or 2 colors? 64
Yes,
colors, not possible.
What I'm saying, if children are paying, like, let's say, if they're working in a Gurukulam or school for 7, 8 hours, their academic syllabus can be done in 2 hours or 3 hours in a day is more than enough for their academic growth. Rest of the time, 5 hours, they should spend on the development of Kala. So dedicatedly 1 2 hour for Annamaya Kosha, 1 2 hour for psychology, then philosophy, and the meditation and mindfulness practices and all that stuff. 5 hours of intense training of that stuff can happen every day if we take it seriously. So time is not a problem. The problem is, are we taking initiative? Are we really want them to learn or be into it? That is the issue. Children are capable and we have time. Intention is the issue.
And now there
Yeah,
are.
thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, through your enlightened reflective responses here, we got very yeah. Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful interaction. And I have a small doubt, sir, here.
Please.
So how do we that exercise to address all these 5 that Panchakosas according to that level of the students. For example, at the childhood and then latter childhood and other next further stage, like your the graduation level, like for example. So what are the, especially that special focus on that here, Anandamaya Kosha. For example, here at childhood, what are the that strategies are to address that here Anandamaya Kosha for the child, and what are the other strategies to exercise and for that Anandamaya Kosha of that year graduate level, like that? Are there any difference, for example? Please throw the light on these all. Thank you, sir.
Yes, yes, yes. So the very important thing is first, we ask our students that once you want to learn something, in the process of learning, first you need to set your body. Set your body is like your Annamaya Kosha should be ready. Your physical body should be ready. If this physical body is not ready in the process of learning, sometimes you will feel some itching, sometimes you'll not be able to sit for learning, sometimes you'll be not able to focus well. So we ask our students to practice certain things that they need to focus first on their sleep cycle. So first of all, the very first thing which we set is whatever the irrespective of the age of the child, if child is 3 years, 4 years, 10 years, as a parent, as a teacher, we should motivate them to set their sleep cycle, because this Annamaya Kosha is deeply connected to the sleep cycle. So once that sleep cycle is perfect, in that deep sleep state, our body heals itself. So sleep should be perfectly fine. Then second thing which we asked our student to master is their food cycle. After sleep cycle, we ask them to work on their food cycle, what to eat, why to eat that, how much you should eat, how you should eat that, and then what should, when you should eat that, where, how you should sit. So that nutrition and that intake, that food cycle, that need to be corrected. So if sleep cycle is okay, if food cycle is okay, then we go with the metabolism of the body. Then we ask our student that your cardiac cycle, your this heart should pump that blood in a right way. So you definitely your exercise cycle, your physical activity cycle also should be right. So in the morning, 1 hour, and 1 hour in the evening, if you're putting really hard work, physical activities, then things will go in a right way for you. And then we talk about challenging your body in a different ways. Whatever or how much you have been doing today, let's say if you are taking or able to take 5 pushes today, can you do a little more tomorrow? If you can continuously, if you can run for 1 kilometer, can you make it a little better tomorrow? So giving a little challenge to the body, a little more challenge every day, irrespective of the age. If you can do this much today, if you can continuously do skipping for 5 minutes, can you make it 6 minutes in a day? Can you make it a little more or little quick? So challenging your body every day. So these are small but very powerful strategies to strengthen Annamaya Kosh. And if and the most important thing is when we generally talk to our students nowadays, what they say is, kya, this pizza, burger, pasta, yahi hamara rasta. So once we don't make them understand and realize what to eat, how much to eat, and why to eat that stuff only, they can take any route, and they can consume in the early ages, they can go for the fast food, and they can disturb their own inner cycles. In the later stages, they can have substance abuse or whatever. So this awareness about the system, the fifth element is awareness, that how important it is. And for that, we do some kind of self-reflection exercises with the students. We ask them which kind of body you want in the age of 80 years, in the age of 70 years. how many years you want to be on this planet. And if you want to be on this planet for a longer period of time, you need to have a healthy body. So let's say if you want to have a healthy body, then what are the blue zones? And then we try to connect them with the centurions. And then we do a lot of things, brainstorming and all. And then we ask them that create your vision board, how your body will be fit even in the age of 80. Think about it today. Which kind of lifestyle you will maintain today so that you can live perfectly healthy life at the level of Annamaya Kosh in the age of 80s. So this is how we make them aware. So this awareness is the fifth element. So by in the different ages, young children in the foundational stage or primary stage, even you can ask these questions to them and help them to set up these 5 basic things. Even in the higher classes like 11th and 12th, and even in college period, if we work on these 5 basic elements, definitely they can strengthen their Annamaya Kosha in a perfect way.
Thank you very much, sir. And also here so every soul has that opportunity to bless with that experience of Anandamaya Kosha. So according to these the philosophy of behind all these things, and in order to this here, for example, here that Divyang students will be there and Divyang people will be there. Suppose those who are unable to utilize their limbs, their lower limbs or, for example, upper limbs like that. So how do they realize this, that ultimate kosha of Anandamaya kosha through these kind of exercises? And are there any other new strategies with your teaching learning process in your specified school of Anandamaya kosha and all? Please throw the lights and also advise us to do how do we get this Anandamaya that status. Thank you, sir.
Right, sir. It's a very beautiful question you ask. The most important thing is, even when we start Bhagavad Gita, in the very first, like when Lord Krishna start giving teaching to Arjuna in the second chapter, it all starts with a very basic concept of life. How do you see yourself? What you feel about yourself, who you really are. So how do we see ourselves is the most important thing of life. So when we ask our students who you are you this physical body only? Are you more than your physical body? So sometimes we say, take an example of a dead body that is there, eyes, nose, everything is there, but something is not there. So this physical body is not everything. There is something beyond. So making them aware about that. And once we shift our identity, even students, those are physically challenged or whatever. So even if they believe that this is what this, my whole existence is, this physical realm, then they may feel themselves as bounded or limited by something. But when we help them to realize that this physical realm is one level of the existence, the more powerful 10x level is the pranamaya kosha. That is the vital energy, those are going within ourselves. And again, 100x is the manomaya kosha. How are you feeling about that? So somebody who may his limbs may not be working, like Stephen Hawkins was one of the example of this. Even his whole body was paralyzed and it was not working, but he was only physically paralyzed. His pranamaya kosha was not paralyzed. His manomaya kosha was not paralyzed. And he has written most wonderful books on physics. Either it is Theory of Everything or Brief History of Time. Those are timeless, wonderful books, you know. So when we are interacting with these students, we need to make them realize that this physical body is the 20%. 20% is the pranamaya kosha, 20% then is manomaya kosha, then vijnanamaya and anandamaya kosha. So this whole stuff is like that. So once we are limited with something, we have other layers of the existence. So once we understand and we truly understand that at the core, we all are that blissful body, that bliss, that soul, and Atma so Paramatma. That bliss is the Brahman. So once we give the right kind of identity to our students through discourse, discussions, debates, and whatever, once they have that realization, their physical challenges are no more challenges for them. So
For your enlightened session. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank
Namaste.
you, sir.
Sir, is
So,
there a way?
Sir, we have two questions, sir. One from Dharmateja, sir, from our department, and followed by Komalaveli, madam. I think
Yes.
since from long time they're raising their hands. So
Yes,
now
ma'am.
first we'll see the question of Dharmateja, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Please.
Dharmateja, sir, it's to you.
Sir, Kamlesh ji, namaste.
Namaskaram, sir. Namaskar.
You had explained excellently about Panchamaya Koshas.
Thank you, sir.
So we had an ancient practice about performing Homa, Yajnam, in the Ramayana, Mahabharata also.
Yes.
They
Yes.
used to perform Homam, Yajnam.
Yes,
It's a
sir.
very ancient ritual.
Yes, sir.
So for them, for a Yajna, there are 5 types: Brahma Yajna, Deva Yajna, Pitru Yajna, Atiti Yajna, Balaveshwa Deva Yajna, Panchama Yajna.
Yes, sir.
So in these Panchakoshas, the Havan, performing Havan or Yajna, comes in under which kosha I am asking. So you are running the Gurukuls also, I came to know. In the Gurukulas, whether this practice is going on, whether students perform Homa, Yajna, are you feeling that it is necessity, the part of their life? What do you say about it? I am asking.
Okay, wonderful. So when we talk about yagya, there are two different contexts. One is the yagya with all the like rituals and all the agni and ahutis which we do sitting there is one kind of a yagya which we do in Karmakanda. But we do it like occasionally. There are yagyas time to time. We do with the trained panditas. They come and they perform those yagyas on the auspicious days in the Gurukulam. Apart from that, what my Guruji has taught us that what these 5 yagyas are all about and how does they work. So I would like to just try to connect you with his insights. What he says is that this Annamaya Kosha is again a kind of a Havan Kunda. And in this Annamaya Kosha, which is a Havan Kunda, what are the ahutis? Like which kind of an we are putting into it? The ahuti which we are giving to the body, and there is a Agni in the Jatragni, we call it. And whatever we give to this yagya, this Annamaya Kosh will become like that. So if we are putting fast food as a ahuti in this, then body may be in a different shape and in a different way. So all the 5 layers of the existence as the kind of anna we are putting in this yagya, then second kosha, pranamaya kosha, what we are putting into that, faulty breathing practices, then that kosha will get disturbed. So if pranayam is the right kind of ahuti, that pranamaya kosha will enlighten. Nowadays, the challenging stuff is that manomaya kosha is completely disturbed because of the kind of ahuti we are putting in a manomaya kosh. Is on internet there is all kind of crap going on, and all those dirty thoughts and visuals and everything students are putting into Manamaya Kosha. So all crime scenes and everything, now slowly and gradually they are becoming insensitive. So I believe that if we put right kind of ahuti in the Manomaya Kosha, right kind of literature, right kind of thoughts, right kind of feelings that get enlightened, then that Manomaya Kosha multiplies and it gives all power and strength and beauty of the life. In the same way that Vijnanamaya Kosha and Blush Kosha. So there are like inputs which we are providing to the different systems. If every day we are sitting for some time and meditating, doing dhyana or prarthana every day, what gonna happen is that bliss body, that is the yagya for the bliss body, and we are going to multiply our blissfulness. So I believe that these rituals has been very powerful, very strong. But again, there are two different kind of meanings of these rituals. If I'm performing yagya there with Havan Kund and all, yes, there are positive impacts of that. I'm not denying. But the true Yajna is this Panchakosha, and right kind of anna, right kind of a ahuti for anna, right kind of pranayam ahuti, right kind of a thought and feeling ahuti for the manomaya kosha, right kind of decisions which we are taking every day in life. That is strengthening our wisdom, that is strengthening our Vijnanamaya kosha, the kind of nishkam karma we are doing every day, that is strengthening our blissful body. So meditation and all. So these are called different kind of yagyas, and I believe we should teach these yagyas to our students to make their life beautiful every day.
Pitru Yajna is there, Pitru Yajna. Pitru
Right.
Yajna means we have to give respect to the elders.
Yes.
Whoever
Yes.
we have.
Yes.
When they are alive, not after death. So then Baliveshwara Yajna. Baliveshwara Yajna means feeding the all birds and all livings. So where that also included, that comes under which?
Definitely, yes. Definitely.
Pranamaya, you said Pranamaya and Annamaya too. The other
Yes.
three.
Yes, you are very right. So these are very important rituals, you know. So serving parents when they are there. So in our Gurukulam, we give our student assignments like that. Go and in a way, sit with your father, sit with your grandparents, help them doing small things. So once we are asking and helping our children to make them understand that they need to strengthen their bonds with their parents, with their grandparents, with the nature around, with the neighbors around, definitely they will become better human beings. So all these are the different kind of yagyas. And I really respect you, sir, that you have asked this really a wonderful question. This is really, really nice, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, there is one question. Namaste, sir.
Namaskar, ma'am.
So, is there any way to evaluate a child's Panchakosha levels? If yes, then what are the parameters and how does it work?
Okay, it's very simple, ma'am. So first, let's talk about Annamaya Kosha. So the very first thing is find out what are the sleep pattern of the child. If sleep patterns are disturbed, child is sleeping 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the night after watching movie or TV or whatever, internet or something, then Annamaya Kosha is going to spoil. Then their food habits, their food cycle, then their exercise, their metabolic levels, which kind of hormones they have, dopamine, cortisol, serotonin. So that all can be, you know, part of the assessment of the Annamaya Kosha. Then how much aware they are about their physical well-being. Are they taking care of, do they understand like their BMI or their muscle strength or their how much fat is in their bodies. So how much aware they are about their own physical well-being. So those are the different kind of criterias, how much they are able to perform today as far as this physical strength is concerned. So there could be there are simple parameters. They can definitely we can assess students based on those activities. And apart from that, like even there are some kind of tests based on even for adults, like what is your biological age? If you'll go on internet and find out those activities which can help you to determine your biological age, like strength of your Annamaya Kosha, you can definitely do that. Even I can share some of the activities here with Kishore sir, so he will share with the rest of you guys. And again, when we talk about Pranmaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, yes, there are tools, there are assessment tools which we can, with the help of that, we can really find out where the current conditioning of the child is, and with based on that, we can slowly and gradually help them to become better. There are tools.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
in addition to this, here every day we can record the reflections
Yes, yes, right,
forming that here koshas
correct,
and also that the benefits and also reflections by individual and as well as that here supervisors like that.
correct,
Right, sir.
correct.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank you.
now I request Komalavalli madam to ask the question. Madam.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskar, ma'am.
I am thrilled and overwhelmed by what all I heard from you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I try to visualize. And it's so wonderful to visualize such a situation where the children are so happily engaged in learning
Thank you,
and
ma'am.
developing in all these 5 courses.
Thank
But I just need a simple clarification or suggestion from you. How
Yes,
can
ma'am.
we bring all this into the purview of the common or government schools where the machinery is a huge machinery?
Mhm.
That's the only thing I need your suggestion about. Because I worked and retired from the government service. Our
Mhm.
purview always goes to the government schools. How
I
they
know.
can benefit.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So,
Sir,
yes,
sorry
yes,
to
ma'am.
interrupt. There is
Hmm.
another question related to same question which Komalavalli madam has raised in the chat
Yes,
box. This
yes.
is from Ved Prakash, Dr. Ved Prakash from Nizamabad.
Mhm.
Can the concept of Panchakosha be effectively integrated into the curriculum of urban schools to foster its development in children?
Definitely, yes. According to new education policy, NAP 2020, government has taken a serious action for this. So now, like most of these schools, they have to prepare a holistic development report card. And that holistic development report card is all about the development of these Panchakoshas. So now, I believe Education Ministry has taken this wonderful step, and slowly and gradually, through teachers training, through this social awareness, through the kind of initiative even your university has taken, you are training new teachers of your B.Ed and M.Ed programs. So this will take a little time, but I strongly believe that this is going to be, very common thing. Like now, this yoga has become internationally recognized thing, and most of the countries, there is no debate over it whether it is good or bad. So in the slowly and gradually, most of the concepts of ancient knowledge system like Panchakosha, like Rinbodh, like recently Sir was talking about different kind of havans and yagyas and all. So they all have powerful positive impact on our lives in certain ways. So slowly and gradually, one by one, in all the different domains of life, this is going to dominate.
Thank you, sir. We're expecting same to come true in coming future. Thank you very much. Thank you very much,
Thank you. Thank
sir.
you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Ma'am? Yeah. Audience, from your side, any questions?
Yeah, please ask a question. Lisa Shafiq Begum garu.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Good
I'm very
afternoon, sir.
pleased that I have got, yes, I'm very pleased that I have got an opportunity to ask question to you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, as I was attending and I heard things from you that how do we implement the things which you have told in the Komalwali madam also asked, and I also have the same query about that Anarmaya Kosha, and as you say about the music and all. So we don't get this type of what I mean to say, the opportunity or the free handness to implement these things in the general schools where we work. And when the students come from different walks or different streams, as I mean to say, in the general schools. So how are we going to implement these things, what we have told? This is my first question. And one more question about showing the mistakes, as you told during the meeting, that we are, what I mean to say, the minimizing the bliss by showing the mistakes. Because our education system is such that if a teacher ignore the mistake in the notebook, the teacher will be asked questions from the different corners of the stakeholders. And the teacher will be pointed out very badly that you are ignorant to your duty. This question will come, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir, you are right.
If I'm not mistaken, or very outspoken. I'm sorry if
Yes.
I.
No, this is very true, sir.
How are we going to handle from the different stakeholders that you haven't shown the mistake to the child? So how are we going to implement these things, and how are we going to, satisfy the stakeholders? Thank you for listening me so patiently. Please give me the answer for my query. Thank you so much.
Wonderful, wonderful. A very beautiful question you asked. There are two things which we need to understand. Initially, the so-called modern education system were designed to produce right kind of soldiers. So the idea was how to prepare strong or powerful soldiers. That was the initial idea behind when Persians started this education, this kind of education model. So once we talk about continuously that you are wrong, you are wrong, you are wrong, we build up kind of frustration within the child. And this frustration maybe, later on can create a lot of troubles in the child's life. But yes, in our psyche, even in parent, even in our whole system, that yes, once we know about our mistakes, we will try to overcome those mistakes, and then we will become, better in that. I believe, like with a little common sense, when we see if somebody is telling us repeatedly our mistakes, we feel depressed, down, and we hardly able to work on that. So this design of the education system was accordingly, like to be precise, if you go and read one of the book Dumping Us Down by John Taylor Gatto, he has worked on the history of the evolution of the current education system. You'll be surprised to know that we write yours obediently, or I beg to say that. So those are the certain things. Why are we doing that? Why I need to beg to my teacher? Why I can't say I politely want to request, or I need to write down always you're obediently. Why I cannot say you're curious student? So these ideologies, like that teacher is like a general or a commander, and students need to follow them, because this system was designed around to build up right kind of soldiers. And later on, Rockefeller, Carnegie, some great industrialists funded this system so that they can produce right kind of clerks for their industries. But time has changed. This system has been designed around 200 years back, and still we are following the same kind of system. So the same kind of psyche from last 200 years, because continuously we are following the same system. Now parents, teachers, in a way, society has been conditioned to it. And if somebody is trying to do something against it, as sir said, that person, everybody will pinpoint, oh, you have not make them realize their mistakes. So I believe we are in a new era where challenges are new. AI is, all around. We need to be more creative, more innovative. We need to be more emotionally strengthened and powerful. So what was working in education 50 years back or 100 years, that is not going to work in next 25 years or maybe next 30, 50 years. So we need to redesign the whole system. We need more confident kids. We need more innovative, creative, passionate kids. And that is only possible when we help them to make them realize their strength, their power. So this will, sir, I believe that once parents will be aware of the facts, when the system or the government, as government has taken very good initiative, but I think a lot of more things need to be done as your university is already doing, spreading this awareness, making people aware, and let them ask question why we are interested about the weakness of the child, why not about the strength of the child. That should be, debate here and there in the every corner of the country. Why we are not interested about the real hardcore life skills, why we should not train our children to be more productive, more creative, more innovative, why we are not teaching them to be how to think, how to feel, how to believe, how to take decisions in life, how to manage time, how to manage their own energies. So we need to change whatsoever has been around in education. But I can understand your pain. You are very right. People are going to ask questions. And this is really, but yes, I think it'll take few more years, and this is going to change now.
So it was good. Like, and one more thing I just want to add upon is, like, you told teacher has to take the initiation. That's what you have told in the initial stage of your discussion. I think
Yes.
whatever, like when this aspect is included, Panchakosha development, I think within the available resources, how best we can get out of these panchakoshas, it all depends upon us if we are intelligent enough to use the available resources in and around our school, and with ourselves also, human resources, we ourselves can create things wonderfully.
Yes,
And
definitely,
here,
yes.
yeah, there is one more question here, sir. I don't know how far it is, right? This question is by Rajendra. He just asked us, what strategies can the teacher use to promote critical thinking, problem solving, and creativity?
Wonderful, wonderful. Again, when we are talking about enhancing their creativity, their critical thinking, are we like giving them first space to think? Most of the time, in most of the classrooms, students are passive listeners. They sit on a bench and teachers there to broadcast or write down something on blackboard. Either students, they copy what teacher has written on the blackboard, or they have to passively listen for 5 hours, 6 hours. And then we are expecting our students to be critical thinkers. I don't take me wrong, but yes, they will not be. So first thing is we need to give them space. We need to ask them to come out of that box. We call it classroom. We need to give them life projects. We need to ask our students, design your own life. What you want to be, why you want to be that, what do you want to do for your country, and why you want to do that, what do you want to do for your family, how you will do that, and how much time you have for doing that. So we need to give them real life projects, first to think, then to plan, and then to execute. And once we are giving them those projects, we need to ask them how you are working on that. What is like the kind of roadblocks you're facing? What is your strategy, or how are you visualizing to see those roadblocks? Can you be a little more productive? Can you be a little more proactive? So we need to give them space. And once they have enough space, once they start thinking, because right now they are listening. So from listening, we need a paradigm shift. They need to be thinkers. They need to be planners. They need to be strategists. They need to be, visualizers, where they're sitting and they're thinking about the future, how and what I really want to create, and why I want to create that. So children are with all possibilities. They are seed of divinity. They can grow into whatever, but as an educators, what are we giving them enough space? Are we giving them enough material or right kind of environment? So if that's is available, they really can do wonders, great things.
Thank you very much, sir, for this continuous and without any break. We had question answer session and your session on Panchakosha and how to integrate in these pedagogical practices.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Sunita
Sir,
ma'am.
in schools, we are following the learner-centric approach, constructivistic approach. But still, in spite of that, again, we are doing only passive. The student is a passive learner, he is not actively involved. So just excuse me. So still, the same thing is continuing. Probably only sometimes the student is becoming an active learner. I think when we strictly follow whatever the government is asking us to do, if we really implement those things, I think slowly from constructivistic approach, making the student an active learner and the teacher is just like a guide or support to in the
Yes.
classroom. I think we can include all these Indian knowledge system and development of Panchakosha. And then, using the available resources within the premises of the school and within the limitations of the teacher, I think we can make the classrooms a wonderful learning center to the student. And what you're doing, not to that full extent, but to some extent, I think teachers on this platform, after having the panel discussion with the eminent personality like Kamlesh Chandra sir, I think you have given a lot of inputs to us. I think within the resources, we can bring little bit of changes and train the children with respect to Panchakosha. And now I request our principal sir to give us valuable opinion on this panel discussion.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, madam. And thank you all the dignitaries and participants of this program who are keenly listening. And I profusely thank our speaker, Dr. Kamlesh Chandra Garu. It is very nice, sir. The more we listen to you, the more we feel like listening to you. It is like endless listening. And then every time we get so many ideas. So next time when we go and face the classroom, we will have this in our mind that we should make our students as thinkers and visualizers, not just as passive listeners. So the shift is from listening to thinking and thinking to visualizing. So that is how we will enable them to become complete students. So this is a great idea, sir. I think every teacher will have this in their mind that we should always enable our students to think for themselves, think about the concepts, and then how they will contribute the knowledge that they gain to contribute to the society and to the country. Thank you so much, sir. It was really a great enjoyment and great festival.
Thank you.
From the behalf of Department of Education and also from behalf of University College of Education and also from School of Education, Usmania University, I profusely thank you for your valuable time, for your insights and all the enlightenment that you have given to our teachers, students, and all the participants who have listened to this program. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you once again.
Thank you for inviting
And
me.
then,
thank you. Thank you.
yeah, thank you so much, sir. Now I think we will now officially have the valedictory session of this program. So I request you, sir, Kamlesh Chandra Garu, to also be present in the valedictory session so that we will have your blessings and insights in this valedictory session. Now I request our faculty member, Dr. Sunita Madam Garu, to kindly, proceed with the valedictory session where we will also elicit feedback from the participants and other faculty members and students, where we will also come to know about the feedback, and we will also listen to them about how they have benefited.
Thank you, sir. Now I request any of the two participants to give your feedback on this 7-day workshop on Indian knowledge system. Please, participants, come forward. Like, we are talking about Panchakosha development. I think this is one aspect of Panchakosha where we have to take our self-initiation, get motivated, and then participate in the activities so that all of us will be.
Yeah, with the permission of the chair, I say in one word, that is through these all these everyday wonderful sessions, that I'll express the reflection in one phrase, that is Anando Brahma, which is purely connected to that Anandamaya Kosha. Thank you so much, all the stakeholders of this program. Thank you, sir.
Okay, Jai Hind, everyone. Madam, you are in mute.
I request Ved Prakash Garu to give his feedback on this program, because I'm seeing him continuously since 7 days he's on the platform. I just request him to give us feedback.
Okay.
Kindly unmute your video, please.
Thank you. It's a okay. Yeah. It's a wonderful session, madam. Actually, this is a very Bacon-like lifestyle, actually. Rethink about our education system and also our academic strategies, education system. It's a very wonderful sessions we conducted, madam. Like Durgesh sir said, just one word, Ananda Brahma.
Ved Prakash Garu, unmute your mic. Unmute your mic.
Sorry. Okay, sorry, disconnected. Anyhow, thank you very much, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Komalwali madam, can you give us your feedback? Swapna Garu.
Yes, good evening, ma'am. This is Sunita from St. Alphonsus College of Education.
Kindly unmute your video also, please.
Sir?
Kindly open your video.
Ma'am, actually, I'm in traveling. That's why I'm not opening.
Okay.
Actually, these all 7 days, each and every session, it is very useful to the students and teacher educators, even students also, teacher trainers, I mean. Each and every session, like ma'am, Ma Anantalakshmi ma'am, and today's Kamaleshan sir, and they has given related information to the IKS. Actually, it is a big question how we have to give the information to the students, and how we have to go in front of the students. So it is a big chance to teacher educators to reveal all information in front of them.
Thank you, Sunita. I request Gomati also to give a feedback, please.
So thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for the opportunity. It is in fact, I should say, an honor and pleasure to be a part of this particular session. I feel, what we have actually doing in the working in the syllabus is for Aurobindo's philosophy, be it in philosophy or be it in the methodologies. When we are talking about teaching methodology, we talk about integrating the subject, wherein we talk about the five koshas, especially the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. And we try to develop the concepts right from the knowledge to the higher order thinking, like again in Anandamaya Kosha. Beautiful, beautiful presentation. I indeed enjoyed it. And then what I'd like to add is that, there are many schools, many institutions in Hyderabad, like I've already reflected that in the chat box. There is Aurobindo International, there is Vidyaranya, there is Vidyaranya Veda Pathashala, Sampradaya School, and then the ashram with which I closely associate Sai Dhamam school, which actually bring the cow-based farming into the classroom teaching and learning. So all these things, institutions are doing a hell of a lot of job in integrating the Panchakoshas. All we need to do is go there, visit, and see what exactly they are doing and how they are actually designing their own pedagogical practices and helping the children learn. Thank you so much, ma'am, for this opportunity. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Rayalu from IISc Masoptank. It's a really spellbinding. All our students, B.Ed and M.Ed, every day is watching. And today's session is very thought-provoking and questioning. Udaipur is always ahead in experimenting on education system like Bharati Vidya Bhavan and Forest School, etc. And lots of things discussed by our students with us. It's very, very excellent. And all three chapters are covered. And our students are planning to, learn what they learned from these sessions. They want to make into practice. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Kamlesh, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I request Vedam Srinivas Garu from Vedam School of Excellence, Baita, and also use editor of, I think, online paper something. So, Srinivas Garu, kindly unmute and speak for 1 minute or 2 minutes, please. I request Mr. Srinivas Garu from Vedam School of Excellence.
Thank you.
And also editor of newspaper. You please share your view.
Okay, Jai Hind everyone. So thank you so much, Kamlesh ji.
Thank you.
So myself, in the 7 days I have attended only 2 days. Thanks to Kishore Bhai for sending link to us. So being a edupreneurs, so we have a bunch of schools. So always I would be in a deep trouble. So though we know what to do, but always confusion of how to do. So one fine day, we met Kamaleji in the Nasik. So since then, the total structure of Vedam Tapovan is completely changed. And I think there is no single day where we even did not miss single day, even V1, V2, V3 of your breathing systems after every period.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And secondly, we have convinced the parent in such a way that in ECCE, we stopped using textbooks from class nursery to first class up to now, and we convinced every parent. And in the Tapovan, Kamaleji, on that day you shared. So most possible extent, because we have huge number of students in Tapovan hostel, we have 600 plus students, school we have 3,000 students, but still with your support, I mean with your guidance on that day, so trying to enlighten the people, you mentioned that day Gigo, like good in and bad out, still we are doing, and writing journal. Students or every day at the evening they are writing what they have achieved? So these all things are going on, sir. So I am so lucky that day we met and we enjoyed. And this program really so enlightening, and everybody is, of course, and each of you are inclined to work in the field of education. So that day onwards, even what we did in Tapavani, sir, every week 300 students are going to 40 villages and working in the villages. So 25 students, 5 groups and 40 villages. Saturday they are going to villages. Sunday evening they are coming back. Sir, we are running Gramadarshini based on your IK, I mean Indian Knowledge System inputs. Every year, 7 days, we are running entire school with 1,000 students in a village, where 77 topics are taught by concerned people like officers. If there is a soil testing, that is done by the agriculture officer. If there is about FIR in the 7th class state curriculum, that is done by sub inspector of police in that place. The total 77, whatever the topics, those all are taught by that particular officers and all. In such way, we have designed 26 programs based on your input, sir.
Thank you.
So I am glad even today, fortunately, that is invigorated, and I am so glad for Kishore Bhai and all other team. No doubt at all, sir. With you and other dignitaries over here yesterday, I heard wonderful about the Panchakoshas, and today you explained how to do it. I mean, in a positive way, like what you want to know, why you want to know, how you want to know. So definitely, we will. I have noted down these all, and definitely our gratitude to you is only implementing those things in our schools and enlightening these thousands of students. So once
Thank you.
again, thanking you all, and kindly please permit us to once visit your school. So
Sure, sure. You all are invited whenever you want to. Please.
privilege for that. Once again,
Yes,
for
let
each
us.
and everyone, thank you so much, Kishore Bhai. Thank you.
Now I request my colleague, Dr. J. Lalita, Professor, Department of Education, Usmania University, to give vote of thanks to Kamlesh Sharma sir and the teacher educators and teacher trainees on this platform. Thank you, madam. Over to you.
A very good evening to all the dignitaries who are in this program, experiencing a blissful resource from past 7 days. At this outset, on behalf of Department of Education, Osmania University, I would like to extend the thanks. I should say it is very little thing that we are doing for the resource persons and all the people who are involved in this act of learning. So from past 7 days, this workshop online on Indian Knowledge System in association with Anadi Foundation, Palani, Tamil Nadu. The university has come out with this wonderful program, and the brain behind this, Dr. Sunita ma'am and Professor Ravindranath K. Murthy sir. We are really happy to associate with you all on this occasion of learning about Indian knowledge system. As we all know, this was a very, very tough time for all of us as teacher educators at B.Ed and M.Ed level to handle this beautiful tree which is forgotten.
Your voice is mute, ma'am.
The inaugural session and the patents of the university, Professor Kumar sir, Vice Chancellor, Usmania University, Honorable Vice Chancellor. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Now you are audible.
Yeah, thank you. And Professor G. Naresh Reddy Garu, Registrar, Usmania University, Professor Jitendra Kumar Naik, OSD to Vice Chancellor, Usmania University. They are the patrons and chief patrons of the workshop, and we humbly thank them for giving us an opportunity to work out this. And coming to the resource persons next, it is really elating and enlightening, and we have a few words left to really, value their kind of all the resource persons who got associated with this workshop, starting from Matrushri Anantalakshmi ji, Anadi Foundation, Shyam, Krishna Kumar, and Titiksha Vasisht from Pranava Institute. Matrushri Anantalakshmi ji has taken number of sessions for all these 7 days. So many times madam's name is there in this. And we have Gurupriya Chaitanya ji from Dharma Gurukulam Palani. And today's session that we are experienced your wonderful panel discussion, sir. Kamlesh Mukherjee ji, it's wonderful to listen to you, and the kind of topics that were selected by the organizers was really it extended from the awareness levels to the kind of extension to the highest level of the Indian knowledge systems to be touched. So at this outset, we extend our wonderful thanks and heartfelt thanks to all the resource persons involved in this program. And my pranams to all these resource persons. From the day one, we could really experience your expertise, your experiences, and blissful presentations, discussions, interactions, and sharing of your invaluable knowledge and experience with us. Thank you so much, all the resource persons, once again. And I thank all the authorities of sister concern universities, principals of colleges of education which are in affiliation with Usmania University, and all the other sister concern universities for deputing the faculty and students to attend this program. I thank once again all the authorities for really making this, because dear participants, without your support and without your keen interest into the workshop, this would have been not a wonderful activity. So we thank all of you for being such a wonderful participants, and every day your invaluable contribution and your doubts, your kind of interest that shows the kind of inclination to learn that which is forgotten already. So this is truly amazing, and we thank you all for being with us every day. And coming to the immediate support that is being extended by the technical support, especially we thank Dr. Kishore Garu, Dr. Raju Medipalli, and our dear student Bharat for being with us in extending your technical and resource support for organizing this online session without any hitch. We could really continue with no hitches in the technicalities. So thank you very much, all of you. And coming to the department, we have the non-teaching and logistical support. We extend our heartfelt thanks for the technical support and everything. And we extend our sincere thanks to our dear principal, beloved principal, and head Department of Education, Professor Ravinath K. Murthy Garu. Without not going to happen, it wouldn't have been happened. So thank you very much, sir, for extending your support to us. And I thank Dr. Sunita Madam. A big round of applause for Sunita Madam online. We were really happy to, making so many efforts from past 1 to 2 months. She has really worked hard to locate the organization, find the resource persons, and Anadi Foundation has really given us, and this kind of program was not possible without these kinds of hard efforts. Madam, congratulations, and we thank you from bottom of our hearts to really, bringing this thing onto the digital platform and making us all learn with these new things. And I also extend my thanks to all the dear colleagues who were here. And, we are all learning with all of you. All of us are learners in this field. And I thank once again, if I have forgotten someone, please excuse me. By name, I thank each one of you for being a part of this. And thank you so much. I would like to end this with Antah Asti Prarambha. Every end is a new beginning. Thank you very much, and pranams, and my dhanyavad to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I want to express one important person on the occasion, on this occasion. That is the founder of the foundation named as Sriman Adinarayana Garu. So really is doing wonderful work in the what is this, at Palani Dharma Gurukulam. Now he is at Kumbh Mela. Because of that, he is not attended in this session. We missed a lot, but I'm sure that the spirit of organizing this program may achieved. I want to express my deep and heartfelt thanks to our dearest resource persons, specifically Matrushri Anantalakshmi Garu, as well as our beloved brother, Brata, Dr. Kamlesh Chandraji. Thank you very much. And I want to express my sincere thanks to Department of Education, Usman University, Professor Ravindranath Murthy sir, as well as Sunita madam, and my Lalita madam, as well as Durgesham sir, Dr. Sujata madam, and Dr. Dharmateja sir, and Dr. Krishna sir, everyone. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Thank you once again.
Kamlesh
Thank you so
Chandra sir, from our department side, one request. Any further help we need in this particular subject, Indian knowledge system, with reference to teacher educator? If you need any help, we will be approaching you, sir. This is the request we have. And
It's my
yes. And we will have a small prayer from Kishore.
Can I?
Yeah.
Because we must end with the Shanti Mantram.
Yes,
So
yes.
express all the participants to take the spirit of this whole program, that is IKS. We'll chant it 3 times Omkaram. Shanti, Antarikshagam Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Apa Shanti, Oshadaya Shanti, Vanaspataya Shanti, Vishve Deva Shanti, Brahma Shanti, Sarvaghu Shanti, Shantireva Shanti, Sama Shantiredi. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sarve Jana Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Dhanyavad.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Participants, here is a small announcement. I think it will be given by Kishore regarding your feedback form and your certificates. Here, what we have decided is there are a few people we have taken online attendance. For them, to their mails, we'll be sending online certificate for attending this workshop on Indian knowledge system for 7 days. And those who have a shortage of attendance, we will put the message in the chat, in the group, IKS workshop group. So accordingly, we will be issuing the certificates to the rest of the students. For all, we will promise to give the certificate for this workshop. But those who are continuously attending, immediately the online certificate will be sent through to your mail. Okay, any questions, any queries? If you have, kindly ask us. Otherwise, we will, if no questions, we will close this session. I think no more questions. The further information we will pass on through the WhatsApp group.
The regular participants will get a certificate through the email immediately. And those who are not participated, they need to watch the 5 days videos and attend that link, and you will get the certificate. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you all the participants, teacher educators and trainees from our end. Thank you very much.